Hello, how are you doing? It is the end of February, so I thought I would bring you my February wrap up. So if you haven't seen my TBR video, I highly suggest you go watch that to see what I was meant to read this month, because I received two very exciting books in the mail at the beginning of the month, which meant that my whole TBR went out of the window. Like, it just disappeared. I don't know where it went. I don't know what happened to my voice there. I planned to read 6 books this month and I completed one, and that was the audiobook. So yes, we'll pretend that this is my audiobook. I completed Harry Potter, and I feel like I'm at like the guides doing an oath or something, but I completed Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix on Audible, and so much happened. Like, I don't even know where to begin. As I said in my last wrap up, the Audible books, the Audible listening gives you an insight into just how much content there is in the Harry Potter books themselves that doesn't get included in the films. There's so much stuff that happens in, more so in the last book and more so in Goblet of Fire and the Order of Phoenix, that just gets cut out from the films, and I missed it. I'm not gonna lie. I did miss the extra content that we've not had in the films, because essentially they are what the films are based on. They're based on the books, and it's difficult because on the one hand the films, a lot of them are really well done and parts of them are really well done, but the books, I think because I was so used to the film and what happens in the film, I was not prepared for the rest of the stuff that happens in the book. Just sort of the little things like people being cursed, them all being in like the hospital wing, just going to see Arthur and St Mungo's, all that kind of thing was left out. It was just sort of like, this happened, Harry's seen it happen in his head, they save him, it's Christmas. That's literally what it is. And in the book, it's stretched out so much and you have so much more appreciation for that, I think. At times it did feel like it dragged on a little bit. Yes, overall I gave that one a 4 out of 5 stars, I believe, and that was similar to what I rated it originally, because no, you cannot kill Sirius. Just no. So yes, I completed Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, gave it 4 stars, and then I started my 2 physical books this month, well 3 technically. So I'll start with the one that I got partway through and just haven't picked back up yet, and that is The Rune of Kings by Jenn Lyons. I'm really liking this. I got to page 82, and as you can tell, I've tabbed it quite a bit so far. I'm really enjoying it. I did start a reading vlog slash book update kind of thing for this and the other book that I was reading this month, but this kind of took a backseat because the other book was just close to my heart. It was quite personal, so this one took a backseat, but I'm aiming to pick it back up this month, next month, March, because I do have a lot of yellow and green tabs on there. Yellow is important stuff and green is things that I like quotes and things. And orange is funny and blue is things that made me angry and disappointed, but I've explained a little bit more about that in the reading vlog, reading progress kind of thing. Yes, I'm enjoying this so far. There's a lot of things happening, and one of the things that I mentioned on Twitter was when we know what's going to happen to the main character, sometimes the build up to the character themselves finding out is quite frustrating and annoying and disappointing, and it puts you off the book a little bit, or it might affect your rating. But this one, I am actually really enjoying seeing Kieran sort of see things that he doesn't realise are important at the minute, but we know that obviously they're kind of important, and he's trying to piece the things together in his head and they're just not meshing very well at all. I'm really enjoying that aspect. Kieran is the secret son of an immoral prince. He does not know this yet. We are still watching him work it out, and I am loving it. It's done so well, and I think I mentioned that on Twitter and sort of tagged the author in it and basically said that it was done so well. I'm enjoying it. The dual perspectives, okay, technically there's 3 perspectives. But Talon is this monster who basically is imprisoning Kieran, and we hear her story and Kieran's story of the same timeline kind of thing. So Kieran tells a part and Talon tells a part, because Talon is in Kieran's head, can see in Kieran's head, so can see everything that's happened and tells it from like an outwards perspective. And then we have a third narrator who is the footnotes, which kind of gives like a historical background or a more factual background kind of thing, and if there's weird terms or slang or anything that doesn't seem clear, they kind of try and explain it a little bit more in the bottom of the book. That's the only way I can really describe these perspectives. There's a lot going on, it got really intense, and then I picked up this other book, and I need to pick this one back up when I finish the other one because this was intense. This was really getting really good as well. So that's another one that I started this month but did not finish. Next one in particular, the author reached out to me a month or two ago and said, I know that you don't read a lot of YA on your channel. I mean, I start a lot of YA, don't really finish it. I know you don't really read a lot of YA, particularly in this genre, this direction, but would, you know, the author's there if you want to take the book. And I said yes, because it was the topic is very close to my heart. That is Beyond by Georgia Springate. This follows a young boy, Alex, whose sister Jenna has cancer, and he's coming to terms with that, and he is struggling obviously to come to terms with that, and his sister isn't getting better, his sister is actually getting worse. So as we go through this book, we see Alex, who's 14 years old, still having to go to school and live his life as normal whilst his sister is at home essentially dying, and it's tough. It's a tough read. So I'm about 2/3 of the way through this, and it's quite a quick read, but it's quite emotional as well. I've had to stop at certain points to give myself a breather. There's bits in it that have made me smile, there's bits that have made me just want to break down and cry, and there's bits that made me wish Alex was real so I could give him a hug. But basically we follow Alex coming to terms with all of this stuff, trying to be a normal 14-year-old, and he decides that he wants to know what happens after you die. So he begins a quest basically to find out what actually happens after you die, and luckily this did not go down the route that I thought it was going to take so far. It did not go down the route that I was expecting it to, but it's still meaningful all the same. Personal reasons and stuff, again, it's mentioned a little bit more in the reading vlog thing for it, but personal reasons made me really want to pick this up, and it has helped me a lot. And I believe that if anybody thinks that this book would help them, like if you've had a family member who's suffered from cancer and you don't know if what you were feeling was right or normal, which I can guarantee you it probably was normal. There's no right or wrong in how you're feeling about that situation and how you are in that situation, kind of. There is no right or wrong way to feel if you are the outsider in this. But this helped me a lot. It helped me realise that my feelings were normal, and at 25-year-old, as somebody who is having their first true experience of a close family member having cancer, this book meant a lot to me. So thank you so much, Georgia, for approaching me and asking me if I would like a copy. It was 1000% yes. I'm loving it so far. I'm on chapter 32 and I've got just over 100 pages left. And yes, I'm hoping to read some more of this evening and try and finish it before the actual end of the month tomorrow. But yes, I'm really enjoying it so far, as much as you can enjoy it, kind of thing, but it has helped me a lot, so thank you so much. Okay, so the final thing that I began to read this month, I've got the book, but it's in a pile of things for book hauls, so I'm not going to show it because I'm mean, but I do have the dust jacket, and that is all the way up here. Da 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 da! I started reading The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon, and I've read 25 pages at the point of filming this, and I am loving it. So good. Highly recommend. It is a female led adult fantasy with female romance. Apparently there's dragons, so much going on. I'm loving the perspectives. I've met some really good characters so far, and I can't wait to delve into this a little bit more. I really don't know what else to say. It's fun. I like it. So there we have it. That's not English. Those are the books that I have read or started and did not complete in February. Basically, my whole TBR went out the window when I got offered those two, and then I obviously received Priory, and that blew everything out of the water. So yes, thank you all so much for watching. Did you hit your February reading target? Did you complete everything on your TBR, or did you do a Rebecca and just boot everything off it as soon as something else came along? Because I feel like this is going to be a common theme on my channel. But yeah, anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, morning, weekend, wherever it is you are in the world. Hope you're having a fabulous day, and I'll see you all soon with another video. Bye!